Let's go. It's Friday. In this video, you're gonna learn how to write and mix a fat bass line for your tech house tracks. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel to not miss out any tech house production tutorials. A few of you guys complained about the humming and the noise in my microphone the last few videos, so this is my mic. There we go, ready to go. Let's smash it. So we're gonna write 3 bass lines today, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I'm doing it. The most important thing before we start writing any bouncy bass lines or mixing anything is choosing the right samples. This is the most important element in your music because it's the same as DJing. The DJ's biggest job is to find the right tunes what people love to dance to. You can have the best mixing skills in the world, but if the tracks he has are in the wrong BPM, I think it's going to be obvious that people are not going to be able to dance to his music. And that's the same with sound design and sound selection, because sound selection is 90% of the track. And that's exactly what we have to do. So what we use for tech house usually is, for example, a Moog bass. This here is a sample I bought. I'm just playing it right now very spontaneously, so you're just gonna see what I mean. I mean, it sounds really good, but the only problem is I cannot change the length of it. So that's exactly the reason why we're gonna choose today. We're gonna go on presets, and I'm gonna load up Serum here. But we want this kind of filthy tech house bass. And I think for that, I just need to look for this one here. By the way, this is all sounds I collected over the last few years. So when I'm looking for something, I know exactly where it is. You see, this is basically the same Moog bass as here, just it's in a preset. And I can change now a few things. So this is now, it's holding longer. I need to get this for my coffee. I like this one. We're going to choose this one here. Within the sound selection tip, it is also really crucial that you're choosing the right kick, because if you choose the wrong kick, your bass line is not sounding fat, because the kick and the bass relationship is more important than just what kind of bass sounds are you using. That's not nice. I'm just going to press record. The reason why I went up the notes here in the end is because we need to introduce something else. And if we continuously staying on the same loop, it would get really boring. So that's exactly the reason why I chose to go up the notes here. Probably this area, this like part of the bass sounds really good, especially when you start a track. And this is like the introduction of the track, of the bass line. But when we're in the drop, when we're getting to like more exciting parts of the track, we definitely need to make sure that at least the end is nice. What we're going to do as well is we're going to press obviously Command A and quantize everything. So I'm talking about this area here. So you can see that this note here is just a 16th before the beat, and that gives you this bouncy feeling. This is really important if you want to write a bouncy bass line. And obviously if you want to make it more bouncy, we press Option Q and use the quantizer tool. But in this track, we're gonna go completely without the quantize tool, all right? So the first mixing plugin I usually always install, which is ready to go, is the LFO tool, which is a sidechain compression. So the bass ducks down every single time the kick is playing, which makes it obviously way more pleasing. By the way, if you want to get this template on how to produce faster and how basically all the mixing plugins are already loaded up, make sure you go on the link in the description. Also like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also make sure you check out my music on Spotify. So I produced a few tracks, and the track Unidad and also Having a Good Time came out the last few weeks. So definitely make sure you check that out. Listen to it on Spotify. I'm really grateful that I can show you guys my music. I'm really happy about that. So now let's come to the second tip, which is really important to mix the fat bass line, is using the right plugins. And for that, it's very simple. I use a very simple method, and that is basically saturation, sidechaining, and compressing, and a bit of EQ, obviously. And I think this is a really, really nice bass line. And I think I do want to use a bit of more of a decapitator, which makes it more dense. You know what? I have multiple saturation. Probably you know this already. Saturation is a tool which basically enhances specific frequencies and brings them out more and adds frequencies and adds harmonics. What we can do is put a EQ before the saturation, and then it even pushes those frequencies more. And to bring out the filthy low end frequencies, we need to boost something around here. Also, make sure you check out this video how to mix the kick and the bass properly, because that is really important. But I'm not going to go into that detail in this video, because I just want to keep it very simple. Tip number one, obviously I showed you, is the specific bass. And now let's delete this whole thing and choose a different sound, okay? I really like this sound already. So this kind of pattern, what I'm going to teach you now, is a little bit different, because it has less bounce, but it's more filthy and it's more focused on the sound itself, and it doesn't really matter if it's bouncy or not. It just matters that it sounds really, really aggressive. And we can also use different notes now. I want to change it up a bit. Yeah, this is amazing. I really like this. A pro tip as well, how to write the bass line properly, is just to put it a few octaves up, because I know like in the lows you can rarely hear like what kind of notes you're hitting. So if you now decide to build around this bass line somewhat, synth pads or synth loops or whatever, you can put it up 2 octaves and make sure that it's the right. You can make sure that it's in the right key as well, which is really important. So this sounds really, really nice, but I have this feeling that I want to make it more aggressive, and for that we need to go not just into the mixing stage, we need to go into the root of the sound. We need to go into the sound design a little bit. I'm not a sound professional, like you should definitely check out more Zen World's videos on Tech House, but this is definitely... I think for this bass line we even need a different kick, because I think this kick... Another mixing tip as well is make sure that you get the levels properly right, because if, for example, the kick is too loud or the bass is too loud, the whole mix down is basically destroyed. And one pro tip as well, how to make it sound really good, is put a low pass filter on the master channel, and then find a reference track and put it into your arrangement. So let's just go on DJing here, Tech House, for example here. And like that you can basically reference your low and completely professionally. Let's go. It's Friday. So let's just combine those 2 specific bass lines into one bass line. So we use in the beginning the same as like every beat on one bass line. Bam, 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 bam. Now we do a little variation here. There we go. So we combine both of them. I think this kick is also too clicky, and the thing is, if the kick is not right, as I said, if the kick is not processed, one extra tip for you as well is changing the ADSR settings, which is the attack, hold, decay, sustain, and release settings. Because the reason why we went from sample to a preset is because we can change a preset. And a lot of times I realize that sometimes the sounds are too short, and the bass line, especially for those Moog basses, they don't hold long enough. So with this one, it's good. So you just play with the sustain and the release and make sure that the sub bass goes as long as possible until the next note starts. That's too long. Thanks for watching this video, guys. See you soon.